Hey guys, it's Maymay and it's time for another scripture art journal. And this week I've done a little bit of prep work. You can see I've got some papers cut there, but I think you're going to like the way I'm going to do this page. I'm excited anyway. The scripture this week is Psalm 89:1, and it says, I will sing of the mercies of the Lord forever. With my mouth I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. And I have to tell you, this week especially, I've been surrounded by stories of what God has done for other people. Every time I start to talk to somebody about God, they start to tell me a testimony where God has done something amazing for them, financially, health-wise, in their families, in their church, in their business, and it's been so wonderful for me. Like, I actually even wrote here in my experience part of the scripture that when people tell me, it sounds like a song. The words sound like they're just singing to God. And I thought, if it sounds like that to me, what must it sound like to God, right? If it sounds like beautiful music to me, for him, it has to be beautiful music. And that's the way I want to do my page today. I want to focus on making beautiful music for God and singing of his mercies forever. And I just think that when we have something that God has done for us and we know it beyond a shadow of a doubt that God has done something for us, we should tell people, because so many times people don't come to the Lord because they don't know what the Lord does and they don't know how he operates. So many people think that he's in heaven acting like a whack-a-mole game and whacking us on the head when we do something wrong. And that's absolutely not who he is. He gives us so many blessings and so many things in our lives. And I love it when we share those stories together. So I would encourage you, if you have a testimony, to share it. You can do that over on our Facebook group. We love to hear what God is doing for you guys. It's called Hide His Word in My Heart. There's a link below. Be sure to join that and come and chat with us about all the things God's doing in your life and also any prayer requests you might have. So now let's get started on my page. I'm excited about it because I'm going to build a piano. I know, that's what I said. I've taken a piece of cardstock and cut it to fit in my journal. I've also taken some white cardstock, the same, let me show you how I did this. It's the same length of this page, and I cut it to about 3 inches, okay? Then I sliced it in half and started cutting 3/4 inch pieces. The 2 pieces left are over on the end are these. So they're not going to be the full size of my regular piano keys, but they'll fit on either end of the page, or at least that's how I think it's going to work. Oh, I need these back. I've also cut some little black pieces here, and those are going to go on our page, you know, as the little black parts of the piano. I bet they have a name, but I don't know them. So I'm also going to do some distress ink. This is Vintage Photo, which is my favorite. You guys know that. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to lightly distress these white pieces, the keys. The reason for that is I want you to be able to see the edges of them on the page. I don't want them to kind of blend in with the background and kind of go away. So I want to show you what I mean by lightly. I'm not coming over to the front of the page very much at all. I'm really just focusing on the edge of the key so that when I put them together, you can see the separation of the keys. I'm going to go ahead and do that with all these guys. And there's a lot, so it's going to take me. So I've got all of my piano pieces inked so you'll be able to see them on the page. And I'm going to start with these 2 shorter pieces, or at least with this one shorter piece. And like I said, I'm hoping this is going to lay out right. Just using my art glitter glue and lay this down on the edge of the page. And I'm going to build my piano keyboard on the edge of the page. I think it'll look cool like that. And then my scripture is going to live in this area. So I'm just going to glue these all the way down. I love to build with paper. Like, I love to cut shapes and put them together. You probably know that about me already. I think I take art journaling more like scrapbooking than actually art. But I think this is art too. I even like to do this kind of art on canvases. I think this would be beautiful on a canvas, to do a piano all the way down the side. And I just think it'd be pretty. So I'm just buttoning each one up against each other, and see how it helps to have the inked edges. If I didn't have those edges, the piano would kind of just go into the page. So those worked out just right, because the way I cut them was I cut the strip of paper the same length. I started in the middle and sliced it in the middle, and then I went 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, and what was left was this strip, and then I did the same thing on this side. So that way I got it to work on both ends. Now then we're going to put the little black pieces in that really will make it start to look like a piano. And I'm referencing a picture on my computer over to the side so that I get it right, because I don't want to mess this up. So it looks like it starts with 2 and then it goes to 3. And I'm actually going to pretend like this is like middle C, I guess. I don't know anything about the piano. I'm just going to pretend like this is the center and do 3 here and then work my way out with whatever lands on the page. Because I like everything to run off the page, I'm going to cut one of these in half. Probably should use my trimmer because it's probably going to be perfectly straight, but we'll see what we can do. And then I'm going to put it to those ends because technically it would start over here on the edge. So I'm going to just lay this in here just like this so that the piano just keeps running. So there's our piano on one side. I also cut this strip to kind of clean it up here at the top, and I'm thinking, do I want to use that? I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of don't, but I think it needs it to kind of end the piano on the edge of the page. I think I'm going to use it, but I think I'm going to cut it down thinner. So I just cut a little 1/4 of an inch strip, and I'm going to run some glue right along the top, and I'm going to put this thin little piece down, and then I'm going to put my scripture reference in. Yep, I like the thinner piece much better. All right, now to put the scripture in. So I penciled that in. You know how I like to do that with my pencil, and I just went ahead and did that. Now I'm going to just darken it in with my black pen. This is a black Uniball. I'm just going to come up and darken my pencil marks in. Now using a marker, I'm going to fill in the letters of the word sing and make that a little thicker. And now I think it needs musical notes, and I'm just going to freehand them just here and there, like this. You can certainly use a stamp here, and I do have a stamp in my line that has musical notes, but I think this is just as cute. And I'm going to stop at that. I don't want to overdo that, but I am going to put the scripture reference in, and I think I'm going to put it here. Good deal. I like how that turned out. I love that piano. Wouldn't this be fun to do on a greeting card? I think it would be cute. All right, let's add this to our journal. So I brought the journal over, and I'm just putting some glue on the back of the page. I'm going to stick this into our book. And I want that keyboard to run up the side of the page like that. I really like how that turned out, but I'm so into bold graphics. I love when things are bright like this. Like white and black are my favorite, and I've been doing a lot of projects with black and white lately, and I just love that. Now, the only thing I need to do that I didn't do is erase these pencil marks. I just noticed I missed that. So I'm just going to run through and erase these pencil marks real quick, and then the page is done. There you go. I love how this one turned out. I can't wait to see what you guys make. Head over to our Facebook group, which is called Hide His Word in My Heart, and share with us what you're doing with your art journaling. We love to see it, and we love the inspiration. Thanks so much for watching today, guys, and I will see you next week for more scripture art journaling. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.